Hello and welcome back to the studio. You're in South Wales, UK, where we paint away the stress of everyday life. So, what I got planned today is a wintry, escapey type of Christmas card type of painting. If that's what you're interested in, don't forget to click the notification bell. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. And if you want to join memberships for longer videos and things like that, just click in the icon there. Other than that, let's have a quick look at the palette and see what I'm using today.
So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.
So as we look down on the palette, you can see that I've got quite thick paint. I'm going to be using a palette knife again today because I think it's quite a nice tool to actually use. Now you can go out and buy all different types of heavy body paint. That means thick paint like that. Heavy body means it's just thicker. Got a lot more pigment and stuff in it. Basically, we're not going to confuse the issue. It's a heavier paint, a lot more pigment in it, and it's a very thick acrylic. Now you can do that, and you have to buy every single color that you want in order to get all the heavy body paint in. So you've already got all these colors. You've got the yellow ochres and the blues, the Prussian blue, the black, the white. You've got all that in normal acrylics. So why should you go out and buy heavy body paint? Well, if you like using heavy body paint, there's no harm in that at all. But I can show you a quick way of actually making your own heavy body paint and own thick paint. And all you need to do is go along to www.clive5art.co.uk, buy some of my thickening paste in tubes, and then you need to add a bit of that, small amount of paint, into a normal acrylic, any acrylic, and all of a sudden it becomes thick because it works on a chemical reaction to the paint, and it enables you to thicken up any acrylic paint to a heavy body consistency. The pigment stays the same, but you got the consistency of the paint is a lot heavier, a lot thicker. There you go, and that's it for the day. So all you need to do is go along to www.clive5art.co.uk, buy some thickening paste to make your own heavy body paint. As you can see, that's gone quite thick. Now you can add a bit of water to that if you want to thin it down. You can add that to other tubs of paint that you've got saved. It's not going to affect anything. The only thing it'll do is just make it a little bit thicker. All we need to do now, I'm again working on a little bit of cardboard today because I quite like these bits of cardboard. They're great for lessons, and I can paint on both sides. I can scrap them or whatever I want, and they're recyclable as well. Unlike canvas and stuff like that, basically I can just recycle it. So there we are. That's all I'm going to say today. So today I'm going to do a rough type of painting. I'm not going to do any detail in this at all. I just want this to look painterly. Painterly is the word. So what I'm going to do is get a little bit of this blue. Now you can use ultramarine blue or you can use cobalt blue. I got a little bit of cobalt blue today. I'm trying to, the last few lessons that I've done, I've been using the same colors, and that's important as well. And because I'm following my Christmas card theme along the way, so I'm just picking up a bit of that on my brush, on my palette knife, and I'm just going to scrape that on to my bit of cardboard, which I've gessoed with a bit of gesso and a little bit of Prussian blue on there as well, just to give it that blue look. And that's called a ground, and it's advisable to do a ground because it gives you that background color rather than painting straight onto plain white. It breaks up and it helps the eye see different tones and things. And I want this to look like a snowy type of sky. If you watched my my iceberg painting, you'll see I've done exactly the same type of thing. So using the same methods, and I've been putting some clouds in just with the edge of the palette knife like that. As I said, this is going to be a painterly type of effect. I'm not putting any detail in. This is going to be a loose type of Christmas card type of scene. So I'm going to get some Prussian blue now. Again, mixing a bit of white with that, because I want a dark type of background. A roll of paint, and I'm just going to put in some shapes, possibly some distant mountains that I find here in Wales, because I live in the valleys, or just away from the valleys, just off the valleys. So we're just going to put a few distant valley shape, hillsides in, just like that. Play with the palette knife. It's important that you play with the palette knife to get to know your palette knife. You've got to know your brush, I would imagine now, but it's very important that you also practice with other forms, because it helps your enjoyment of painting, and especially if you're painting away the stress. It just allows you to chill and relax, and then just get a shape of a couple of these mountain hillsides type of things. There we are. There you go. So we got a few mountains in the background. As I said, no detail, absolutely no detail at all. So I'm just going to get a little bit of black into this blue and white, just to make a grey. And again, just coming down like that. Just allow the palette knife to do what it wants. Let's get a little bit more black, just a touch. You don't need a lot of this thickening paste, which you can find at www.clive5art.co.uk. You don't need a lot, just need a small amount. Add a little bit at a time, just to get the thickness of the paint that you want. There you go. Get those painterly marks in, just like that. And then let's get a little bit of this blue down here. Christmas card scenes, wonderful things to paint, de-stress with. And that's what you want to do, is to be able to create something off the cuff. This is what they call off the cuff. This is not having any set plan as such. I got the colours on the palette because they were the colours I've been using throughout my paintings over the last few lessons, as you know. So I'm just going to go into some pure white now. I'm just dragging along some white there, like that. Bit more white. Snow coming in. Have a bit of fun. Just relax, enjoy. And these type of painterly type of lessons are the ones that will pay and help you out. Make lovely Christmas cards, lovely gifts, and that's what we want. We want that Christmas card type of look, don't we? Let's make a bit of green. I'm going to get some yellow ochre, a little bit of blue. I don't want a bright green. I want quite a dark green. Let's get a little bit more blue to it. Picking up a little roll of paint just on the tip of the brush, like that, or the palette knife. Plop it in. A couple of marks like this. Don't think about it, just do. Don't think about it, just do. There we go. That's picked up a bit of white, not doesn't matter. Bit more yellow ochre, adding a bit more of this cobalt blue to that, or you can use ultramarine blue. It's entirely up to you. Use whatever blue you got. I'm using cobalt blue because I basically just wanted to use it up, because I don't use cobalt blue very often. And I'm just plopping in some green against the blue because it looks nice. Possibly there's some trees and things, and there we go. Just a few lumps. Like I said, there's no detail. And what this is going to do is going to help you relax, chill out. A bit more white on a brush, on your palette knife, sorry. Just dragging a bit of that across, nice and thickly. There you go. Let's get a bit of white. Bit of snow maybe there. Just make it look a little bit like as if it's been snowing. What we can do then, we can get a little palette knife and just put a few marks in like this, just to make it look, maybe there's some twigs and stuff you can't see really because they're blending in with the background there. They're blending in with the background. Let's get a little bit of this blue now. Maybe there's a bit of water there. There's a bit of water coming off that mountain. Remember when we did the iceberg painting? It's the same type of thing. Everything is merged together. Everything is merged together. It's just when you stand back and look at it, it's a lot nicer than what it is when you're actually closer to it. We can put a little bit more. Making sure I got no green on my palette knife. I can put a few more, maybe thicker cloud type of formations in the sky, like that. Just play, and this type of thing is not. It's not about detailing or nothing like that. Just scrape a bit off. Let's put a little bit of shadow there. There you go. See what I mean? We can pick up a toothbrush. Dip the toothbrush into your paint like that, and put the snow in. It's been snowing quite heavy. You can see the mountains disappearing under the snow there. And you can put stars on the sky like this as well. Make it look really, really, really cold, wintry. You can imagine walking there without a coat on, can't you? Absolutely unreal, that is. But what a wonderful, quick, easy way, without any stress, without worrying about detail and trees and leaves and branches and mountains and all the other details you've got in the clouds, and on all you've got there really is some paint just thrown onto the canvas and a little bit of inspiration goes a long way, and I hope that has inspired you to have a go at your painting, have a go at a winter scene with a palette knife and a toothbrush. That's a bit of fun. Don't forget to click the notification bell, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click up there for memberships if you want to pop along. There's a lot more content in there. But from me and my lovely winter scene, until next time, bye bye, have fun.